Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're watching Out Here in the Redwoods. I'm your host, Denise Ryles, and for everyone here, aloha means hello and goodbye. Come out wherever you are. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fun night planned for you. They are the talk of the town right now. I know that you've heard them. We're here to talk about them and find out more. The Red Carpet Girls, our own drag troupe. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Nova 6 and Fuchsia Ray. Aloha, welcome girls.
Thank you.
So, Red Carpet Girls, our very own Humboldt County drag troupe. How did you guys get started?
Well, I guess that would be one for me. It all started with me and two other queens, Mantrika Ho and Caramel. And we got so tired of always competing for shows and competing for attention that the three of us just got together and said, let's work together. Let's stop cutting each other down and become the fiercest things Humboldt County has ever seen.
Nice.
And as we went, we just kept adding more girls and more talent. And one of our most recent additions actually is Fuchsia.
Oh,
Yes.
welcome to the Red Carpet Girls.
Thank you.
Now, what did it take to get this together? What does it take to put a troupe together?
A lot of ego checking.
Okay.
A lot of understanding that there's more than one look, there's more than one style.
Right.
Like me and Fuchsia are both very fishy queens.
What does that mean?
Fishy means you do your best to look as much like a biological woman
Oh,
as
okay.
you can. Whereas then there's campy queens like Anita Lemon Party and from time to time Susie Cyanide.
Okay.
And that's more, they're playful, their makeup is extreme, they're out there. And then there's just queens that are off the wall, like Mantrika. She breathes fire, she does backflips.
A little bit of everything.
Oh, wow. So what made you want to become a Red Carpet Girl?
You know, someone asked me that question recently, and I really honestly don't know. I really enjoy theater. I really enjoy performing. I really enjoy makeup. I really like looking pretty.
Yes.
Comes pretty naturally to me.
And you both look gorgeous, very well put together.
And so humble.
Yeah. So I just really wanted to just try it out. I had seen other drag queens. I was really impressed. I was really kind of intrigued by the whole process, and so I tried it one time, and a lot of people from the community came together and helped me get started, and I just tried it one time, and it was a big hit, and I had a lot of fun, and and then it was the very next time, I believe it was the very next time I was doing drag, it was with the Red Carpet Girls.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, how are you girls setting yourselves apart? Because whether it's a burlesque troupe or this and that, how does your girls set yourselves apart than, say, other drag troupes?
I think most drag troupes that I've seen, at least, I don't know if Fuchsia has gotten much experience with other troupes, they capitalize on one type of drag and one style of drag.
Okay.
Whereas with the Red Carpet Girls, we want a little bit of everything. We want burlesque queens, we want campy queens with fishy queens, we want trans queens, and we even have drag kings.
You're offering variety.
Yes.
A little something for everybody.
Well, and like my personal particular preference of style is very like vintage, elegant. I like to do show tunes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and those like older songs, that kind of style. It's really something that I really like to do, which is not super common, at least in this area that I've seen is not super common, but it brings an element of variety to the rest of the Red Carpet Girls.
Yeah.
We all bring something different to the table.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And I understand you do some fan work.
I do Japanese fan dancing.
Sweet.
And that is definitely something that I've never seen another drag queen anywhere in the nation, actually. I've never seen another queen with my dancing style.
So how do you guys keep it fresh and new for yourselves?
That I feel like is really challenging, especially for me being a new queen. Every single performance feels like everything has to be new. The look has to be new, the outfit has to be new, the performance has to be new. So it's really challenging, and also it's challenging for me to keep myself versatile in my performances, to not get bored with just doing show tunes, but to branch out into other styles and different genres of music. And I feel like each time I do a performance, bumping up the quality and setting my standard a little bit higher each time helps it to keep it fresh for me.
Yeah,
and if it's fresh for me and new for me and exciting for me, that will transfer to the audience.
Absolutely, because you have to have fun on stage.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You really do.
Yeah, you can tell when a queen is just there for a paycheck because they are the most boring thing you will ever see, and you girls know who you are.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, how long has Red Carpet Girls been officially a troupe?
A year and a half to 2 years,
Okay.
About that time. And I think in that time we've developed a rolling cast of 12 queens.
Wow.
Kind of coming and going, right?
Yeah. Like we have, a rolling cast of about 12.
Wow.
That's impressive, especially for such a small town.
Yeah.
You know, in such a small community, as Humboldt County, the fact that we have drag queens, period, was impressive to me, much less that we have a drag troupe that puts on performances regularly. It's very impressive to me.
Because how often do you guys perform?
We do 21 and over performances at least once a month.
Oh, cool.
Usually at Humboldt Brews or Siren Song, depending on which venue is more accommodating for what we're looking for.
Right.
And then we usually do drag on the streets during Arts Alive.
Nice. Nice. So they can come up and meet you personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
At their own risk, of course.
At their own risk.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Watch out the fierceness.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a meet and greet during Arts Alive. We have tons of people always coming up to us being like, "You're so beautiful. You're so fantastic. You're so brave."
Yeah.
Yeah, brave. Oh my God, that's the top one right there.
Does it take bravery to be a drag queen?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why?
Not everybody's all that accepting. I've actually been assaulted on my way to a show.
Seriously?
Here in Eureka, yeah.
What?
I feel like drag queens a lot of times are just challenges. You know, they're challenging a lot of individuals, and maybe I feel like what it is, maybe they're challenging each person's comfort level with themselves. You know, because we're doing something that's a very extreme. You know, it's a very extreme thing that we're doing, and I do it because I love it and it's fun and it's another way of performing. But a lot of people, I think, maybe sometimes look at it as a challenge. Or an insult, and so they then project that onto us, unfortunately.
Yeah. So how can we be more understanding?
Just understand that drag is an art, and it's an art that's meant to entertain, because we don't even take ourselves all that seriously.
I don't think you can.
No. Well, let's see. We're men in dresses with our naughty bits tucked, so we're not even comfortable when we're in drag. And our sole purpose is to make people smile and to entertain. We might as well be the jesters of the 21st century.
Sweet, but looking hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But looking put together.
Much more attractive jesters, of course.
Yes. The jester that you take to the king.
Right. So speaking of which, how has the Carpet Girls developed within this last couple of years, and where do you guys see yourselves going as a troupe?
Well, as a troupe, I definitely see us doing a lot more traveling. I love that we're based in Humboldt, and I love that this is our home.
Right.
But we are growing to the point where we need to travel.
Okay.
And I'm really looking forward to that. And a few of our girls are going to be auditioning for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Seriously?
Yes. I've already auditioned once before, and sadly, my look was not completely up to par.
Okay. Did they give you helpful tips?
No, when you get a call, it's just sorry, try again next year. But it's understandable because they get thousands and thousands of people who apply. So the fact that I got a call back at all was an astonishment.
Our own girl. Rock on, girl.
Didn't Kwee Flawless audition as well?
I actually don't know. I haven't heard.
Well, at least two of the girls have tried to audition before, and we're definitely looking to keep growing and get bigger.
Yeah.
I know that personally for me, I would love to be able to start doing more in the community and supporting, taking drag and it being kind of a group or a community that's kind of, I don't know, some people view it as on the outskirts or something like that. Taking that and using that as an advantage and bringing more attention and more support to other community organizations or other people that maybe feel isolated or ostracized in the community or society. I feel like it's just a really great opportunity to take something that, yeah, sure, laugh at me while I let you know that there's a real thing going on. There's real issues that you can be involved in. That's a personal goal for me, is to use drag in that manner.
So tell me about your first drag experience.
Oh God, that takes me back.
Yeah, what happened?
My very first drag experience, I had I guess my first official drag experience, because I've been a performer my entire life, and as a performer, sometimes you have to just jump genders. But my first official drag experience is Nova. I had a roommate who, she loved shock value, and she was going to school for cosmetology, and so she's like, I want to shock all the people we work at for our day job. So she rummaged through her closet and then rummaged through all of her makeup and got me into drag, got me in this cheap $2 wig, and pranced me around the mall where we worked. And the reactions were astonishing because there was so many people that were like, you're so gorgeous, you're so beautiful. A few guys that ended up walking into a wall because they didn't realize the hallway wasn't there. But yeah, that was my first drag experience. And ever since then, I was like, I can turn heads as either gender. Yeah. I am so doing this again.
Damn right. Yeah. And what about your first time on stage?
My first time on stage or my first drag experience?
Your first time on stage.
Okay, first time on stage was incredible. It was a lot of fun. It was the second time I had done drag, and I performed one of my favorite show tunes, which is Rain on My Parade. Yeah, it was
Barbara.
Yes. Oh, it was amazing. It was just a really great experience. There was a lot of people were really supportive, and all of my friends came out and were just yelling and screaming. And when I was doing my performance, and I couldn't even hear the music playing because they were yelling so loud. It was just, it was a wonderful experience. Every part of it, getting ready at my friend's house, and putting the outfit together, and just the whole evening was it was a wonderful experience. A lot of fun.
And this is expensive.
Oh yeah.
This is expensive.
Yes.
That is to put
you
it
put
lightly.
a lot of money into your looks.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of really a little bit offensive because I feel like I'm spending enough money to be in a relationship with someone else, and I'm not. It's a little frustrating, I'm not gonna lie.
Now, that's an issue. What do potential dates, partners, think of you as performing in drag?
Well,
do you have support there, or have you had boyfriends that went, well, don't know.
Well,
too much for me.
I'm married, and
oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And my husband, he adores Nova. Okay. He understands that it's not a sexual fetish, so he won't kiss me as Nova because he's like, I'm gay, and right now you're she. This is not going on. But he comes out to every show that he can, and he absolutely adores it and completely encourages it. He actually, any jewelry I have that didn't get mopped was bought by him.
Oh.
Yeah. So he is the reason that I'm able to do drag and have a love life.
Nice, because he can separate the two.
Yes, which is not easy for most people to do. Some queens can't even do it.
A lot of people can. I've actually encountered both extremes where guys don't even want to give you a second glance once they find out you dress up like a woman. Whereas I've actually...
Why? Can you help me understand that? Why?
Well, I would if I understood it, but I don't.
There is the problem. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, what is up? Please answer our Facebook about this. If you're a gay man involved with a drag queen, tell us a little bit about that. What attracts you and what turns you off? Because we want to understand.
Yes.
This is pretty here. Yeah. You're taken, but hello. Come on.
Married, not dead.
Yeah. You can look.
Oh no, some can touch. They just have to get permission first.
Oh, there you go.
See? Permission
Note
slips.
home from.
Yes.
Yeah, permission slips are an amazing thing.
But what was your? I mean, how did you find out about this with a boyfriend?
I've been, like I said, I've had equal, both sides. I mean, I've actually been on a date in drag, because I had a performance and didn't have time to get out.
Okay.
And of drag, and I was like, guys, are you okay with this? And they literally couldn't have cared less. They were totally fine with it. But then I've had people who I have known prior to doing drag and have known them for years and years and years in the gay community. And once, I said, told them that I did drag and I was like, oh, I should show you a picture. And they're like, I really don't think I want to see a picture. I don't really, I think I want to know you. I don't want to know them.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, very, very, I don't want to participate in this at all, So
Well, better to know now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Better to know now that I don't really need to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Moving on.
Thank you for that information. I will take it accordingly and not talk to you again.
Yeah. But I can't believe you're single.
I can't either, honey. I've been asking myself that question every day.
Average Humboldt standards.
Yeah.
Fuchsia standards.
And let's talk a little bit, because you go by Fuchsia Ray and Nova 6. What's happening with the Facebook and the real name things that we're seeing? How's that going to affect you guys?
It hasn't affected me yet.
Okay.
Mainly because I didn't give Facebook my real name.
Smart.
Even as a boy, I gave a fake name because in my family, the term that people use, real name, we say birth name.
Okay, birth name.
In my family, that's actually not a name. What's on your birth certificate and on your license, it's a title. And almost nobody in my family, except for my aunts and my mother who run the family, go by their birth name. Because there's me as Nova, and then there's Buff, Chuck, Fee. No one goes by their actual name. So even outside of drag, my family's freaking out about this.
Really?
Because those names are very sacred to my family and very if you are not in our family, you don't get to know these names. I've been in long-term relationships with people that still don't know what name is on my ID.
Seriously?
Yes, because our names are that important.
Wow.
I feel like for the Facebook, it just comes out. The issue that I think is important is a lot of times it comes down to safety. For drag queens, transgender individuals, or just performers in general, they a lot of times do not use their real name because it's a safety issue. There are people out there who will stalk you and who will track you down and who do not know what boundaries are, and if they could get that information, they would use it inappropriately. And if performers are forced to put their real name on their performance page, it will put them at risk. That's my issue with it. I don't understand Facebook, where Facebook is coming from. I don't understand why it's that big of a deal to them. But the other issue is what I do understand. I personally would like to keep them separate. I wouldn't want, Fuchsia's Facebook page to have any other name but Fuchsia, because that's the one I want, and that is who. There's a lot of people that I want them to know Fuchsia,
Right.
and for me, maybe it's not so much physical safety, but for a lot of people it is.
Wow. And you've been attacked, so I can really. Wow.
A lot of people, even if it's not a physical safety thing or afraid of being injured, or it could be that they don't have accepting families or they don't have accepting communities, and if their families were privy to this information that they were this type of performer, whether it be drag or whatever, then they could just have to suffer a lot of emotional trauma.
Right.
Which, being a performer or being a drag queen, being in this community, a lot of times you suffer that already. And so you don't want to have to just add to it because Facebook won't let you have a performance name. It seems so unnecessary. To me.
I want to write Lady Gaga on this. Seriously.
Right.
What does she do?
They actually addressed that. Facebook
really?
actually did address that, and they said that because she is so well known and so famous that everybody knows who she is, so her and other A-list celebrities are exempt from that.
Really?
From that policy. Yeah, that was actually something that Facebook released. And I was like, so what? I just didn't get popular fast enough?
I know.
You know?
So we'll bend the rules if you're famous, but if you're not, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, because there are even some famous queens that have ended up victim to this, like Lady Bunny, who is world-renowned.
Really?
Yeah, they switched her name, and she is a world-renowned queen. She's like right up there with RuPaul. They used to live together, for heaven's sake. So, like, Facebook they've gone off the deep end.
Wow. Is there anything that we can do about this? Do you know?
There have been quite a few drag queens that have taken it to Facebook, met with people. There's some articles out there that they have met with the people on Facebook, and it doesn't seem like it's doing anything, so it doesn't seem like it's changing their mind. Okay. So it might just force a lot of performers to just find another avenue by which to advertise and promote. Because, I mean, that's all I do. That's what most drag queens do. You look at my feed. It's interviews, it's performances, it's dates, or it's funny things I like to say. That's all that's on my page. I can do that from
as Fuchsia.
As Fuchsia,
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with a fan page, because that was the other thing. Facebook was like, well, just make a fan page. Like, I'm sorry, I have fans, but I have friends.
Yeah,
these people are my friends. I don't want to think of them as fans, because fans are like they're this little faceless mob, and I prefer, like, if you're gonna come to my shows, I want to be your friend. I want to get to know you.
Right.
And I can't do that through a like page.
Right.
I don't need
this is definitely an issue.
It is.
Yes.
It's really an unfortunate one, and like I said before, very unnecessary. I don't feel like it was necessary on any front. It's just causing a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And I feel like Facebook is just going to lose followers. So
exactly, and I'm all for privacy.
Yes.
Because you have your performer's name, and then you have, like you said, your name is sacred.
Yes, very.
You know, it's like, who wants to know Lady Gaga's real name?
Yeah.
That's getting a little too personal.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And it can cause some issues. It can cause some problems that are just we don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the red carpet girls, even before all this Facebook debacle, like, we couldn't even put a picture of her on the posters, even though she was one of the founding members, because her family didn't know. Not only did they not know she was a drag queen, they didn't even know she was gay.
What?
And so she performed at our shows, but we couldn't air any pictures of her. We couldn't have her on the poster. She was like in-person only queen. And that was for her safety.
Yeah, right.
So I'm pretty sure because of this Facebook debacle, she probably quit.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen her in a very long time, and
Which
I miss
would be
her.
unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if some of the up-and-coming queens are like, my family's not accepting of this. I'm not going to risk house and home to dress up.
Yeah. Well, evidently your family is accepting.
Oh, totally, 100%. My mother, like, she has her own fan base when she comes to my shows.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
She is affectionately Godzilla.
Godzilla?
Yes. She sees it as a term of endearment. I swear to the heavens, and I know she's going to be watching this, that she sees it as a term of endearment.
Nice.
Godzilla is large, in charge, breathes fire, and if you tick her off, she'll squish you.
That's right.
And it's prefixed with the word God.
And what about your family, Fuchsia?
My family is uninformed.
Uninformed?
Yes. I keep that part of my life separate.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Which is a challenge I feel like a lot of performers, a lot of drag queens face. They unfortunately don't have that support from their family like they would like. And I don't, I would like to see someday that, just more people realizing that to love somebody means to just love them whoever they are, and as long as they're not hurting themselves or hurting other people, then what is keeping you from just loving them? And love doesn't necessarily always mean you have to I don't even require support from people. I don't require anything from anybody. If, to me, acceptance and love and that relationship not being altered by what I choose to do that's not hurting you or me is enough for me. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
And I think that's, as a whole, in part of this community, if we could learn both sides to do that, I feel like so many people would be benefited so much more.
Wow. How does it feel, though, to kind of hide this part of yourself, though?
It's challenging.
Yeah.
It's kind of irritating. It's a little bit. I go back and forth between being like, if I'm really going to be who I am and be proud of who I am, then I don't need to hide it all. And I don't. and I don't feel like anybody needs to hide. And if it ever comes to the point where I'm hiding, then I will have to make a really serious change.
Okay.
But then I go back to the other side of where I'm not, you know, I don't want to force my views on other people.
Right.
And so I guess for me, the changing deciding factor would be is that if it ever came to a point where I had to choose between anybody, I mean, family, friends, job, it wouldn't matter. Just fill that list with whatever is applicable to you. If I ever had to choose between that and being who I am, then that's when the line would have to be drawn.
Right.
You know, which is I'm going to be who I am, and I'm not going to feel bad about that.
Right.
And I'm not going to feel sorry about that. And if you can accept that, some of the best advice I got is that people not accepting you is their problem, not yours.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a lesson that seems obvious, but it's sometimes on the other end is hard to remember that if they don't like who you are, can't change you.
Yeah,
you actually can't do anything about that.
That's right.
Except just continue to live your life the best way you can.
That's right.
And be happy.
Yeah.
And that is your responsibility and your goal and your joy, you know, to do so.
Yeah. And you are joyful. You both are. Look at
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. And that's another question. How do you balance everything? With the day job, trying to figure out a new act, trying to get it all together for that performance? Because this just does not happen overnight. Seriously.
No, it definitely doesn't.
How do you balance?
Very carefully, actually.
A lot of alcohol, I feel like, helps me. No.
Oh, don't be that girl on stage.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Barbara. Don't be that girl.
It takes a lot. It does take a lot of work, like you said, because I have a full-time job, and so does Fuchsia.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time management. Like my downtime at my day job, I'm usually drawing sketches of outfits that I know I have,
Right.
or of things that I know I can make, and that's how I usually come up with my look. Is like in my locker at work, there is a mountain of just Post-it notes with just picture after picture after picture of what I've drawn of I'm going to wear this, I can wear this, this song goes with this, and then when it comes to balancing the personal life, there's been plenty of times where I've like grabbed my husband like, sweetie, we need to go shopping. You can get a tie. I'm getting dress, shoes, jewelry. And you can get a tie.
Yeah.
So it's a balancing act, unlike
And budget.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yes.
that is.
It's challenging because there's nothing. I mean, you're buying. Not only are you buying, like full ensembles for an entire individual.
Yeah.
Because to me, I mean, it's a real person. You know, you've got to buy everything.
Right.
You're also buying. I told someone, I said, honey, it's much more expensive for me because I don't even only have to buy the same things that you buy. I also have to buy everything to fill it. So.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's not just fill it. It's fill it, pat it, tuck it, trim it. I mean,
it's a lot of work and a lot of expense.
Oh yeah.
Fuchsia is a queen that pads to give herself like the girly hips and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a queen that wears corsets and like instead of adding, I try to subtract as much as I can until it comes to up here.
Right.
And then it's just fill.
Yeah, and girl, you have hardly anything to subtract.
I know, it's hard.
I'm serious.
It's really hard.
We
to
should
get
all
yourself-
have that problem. I don't hate you, nobody. I really don't hate you. I'm not hating right now.
Oh, honestly, look on the bright side. You are probably going to outlive me. Well, this beautiful body is actually due to a genetic condition called hyperthyroidism.
Okay, so you just.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah.
I eat about 5 meals a day, most of which is Starbucks and McDonald's, and that is just enough to make it so that my stomach is not growling. That's not enough nourishment or fat or anything like that to add any weight.
Right.
I'm actually the most I've ever weighed in my life right now, which is 115.
I hope you're not looking
Wow.
for sympathy.
You're
not
getting
getting
any
any sympathy from
You
me.
and the Twiggy. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not looking for sympathy. But for everyone who like has body issues and wishes they could be like me, it works the flip side. I would kill to be able to gain weight. I would absolutely adore to be able to eat a pudding cup and watch my ass jiggle for a week.
Ladies and gentlemen, support the Red Carpet Girls. You have been watching Out Here in the Redwoods. I'm your host, Denise Ryles, and for everyone here, aloha means hello, goodbye. See you next time.